Tesla treading water following a rough week as Oppenheimer says it's seen enough. Analyst Colin Rush downgraded the stock to perform, writing that challenges regarding Twitter have left sentiment towards Tesla, quote, severely damaged. It's not just Musk's share sales that are an overhang. Rush says its decisions in running Twitter leading to broad public backlash that is pushing Rush, quote, to the sidelines. Kind of a sobering note here, kind of laying out the case as to why, it's not about Tesla, the company. He says they have the ability to cut costs where other guys can't do it. The software and tech prowess is there, but just concern over Musk's sort of, connection to Twitter and that public backlash there.
Yeah, so many positives. Built his own supply chain that is not reliant on other countries. But look, the stock at Tesla is down 30% since that Twitter takeover. And the one thing you just don't want is that brand, that cult of personality to become bigger than the biggest car company in the world. And that's what it is. Actually, this is just anecdotal, guys, but I talked to some friends I live in a Tesla town, and I spoke with a few of them and said, does this impact you? And before I even got it out of my mouth, they all said, I absolutely will never buy a Tesla again. I'm already looking at what type of EV I'm going to buy next. Now, their politics are obvious, but they don't want to think of a human being. They don't want to think of a politics. They want to think of a machine. And that gets back to this poll that he put out. Should I step down as head of Twitter? I will abide by the results of the poll. 17.5 million people voted. That is an astronomical number, and overwhelmingly people said yes. And he also said he will, again, abide by this. My personal belief is he wanted it out here. He would not have put this poll out to his followers if he didn't want to get out from under that enormous burden.
Yeah, I think he's using it as a bit of a scapegoat here to kind of say, hey, I put it to you guys voted, and I'm listening to you. This isn't the first time that he's kind of done something similar to this. So I think the fact that he put that out there, the number of votes, though, that took me by surprise. Over 17 million. Astonishing, but that really shows how much attention this story has attracted, not only from Tesla believers or Musk believers, but people clearly who have been very critical of him. And he's been criticized from Wall Street. A number of analysts, Oppenheimer, the latest, downgrading shares, are really changing their view of Tesla, saying that right now it's not trading within the line of fundamentals. But also a number of policymakers have come out and questioned what Tesla is doing right now, what Elon Musk is doing, what that could mean for Tesla's shareholders. And Senator Warren today is sending a letter to Tesla's board and raising some questions about Elon Musk and Twitter and whether or not his actions are shortchanging Tesla. And within this letter, she wrote, Twitter's desperation for revenue to cover its new debts could also create conflicts when Tesla negotiates with Twitter for advertising space. Mr. Musk could decide that he is personally better served if Tesla overpays Twitter for advertising or pays upfront to give Twitter access to much needed cash. Now, it's very important to point out that this is all hypothetical here, but she does raise some good questions just in terms of Elon Musk, for right now, still the CEO of Tesla, still the CEO of Twitter. And if he's too intertwined with both those companies, the risk there that could potentially pose, or maybe already does pose, for shareholders of Tesla.
Yeah, he owes a legal duty for his public company to treat the company as his first loyalty. He can't not to the detriment of Tesla versus Twitter. She says that doesn't want Musk to treat Tesla like a private plaything, right? So taking resources from Tesla, we've seen engineers going from Tesla to Twitter to help them out. That actually is considered sort of, you're taking these resources that you owe towards shareholders as it's a public duty. So I think she's that's her main tack of sort of seeing wrongdoing potentially with Tesla and Musk and Twitter. So, it's a little out of place. She's not on the board of Tesla, so she's not like a shareholder as far as I know, but I think she's sort of saying, some public entities do own shares in Tesla. So maybe there's some kind of like a way for her to inject herself as a regulator there. But it's still interesting nonetheless.
For those on the board, they are watching as GM and Ford and Hyundai and Kia all turn their attention towards the EV market. Are they going to start to lose market share? It's inevitable at this point, in particular, since late April, he sold $23 billion in shares of Tesla, while the auto giants of the world are turning their attention solely towards Tesla. These are two forces that if you are on that board, you are irate and you are beginning to be panicked.
Yeah, you certainly are. And I think just the performance of Tesla's stock really just illustrates everything that's been going on. We had the 3-month chart up there just a minute or so ago, when we're looking at losses of over 50% in the last 3 months. But that year-to-date chart showing that's not that different when you take a look at the year-to-date performance, off just about 57%. So I think many people at this point would like to see some changes maybe to Twitter and see whether or not that helps get Tesla back on track.